Hello, everyone. I'm some jerk on the internet. It is Friday afternoon, and while I very much don't feel like it, because right now, honestly, I'm pretty pissed off over stuff that in the grand scheme doesn't matter, but at the same rate is just frustrating me, on top of being pissed off at the absolute shit show that is reality now. I still feel inclined, thanks to very recent supportive comments and the like, to continue with the madness that is Wackerhovind, the never ending monitoring of the outright insanity of one Kent E. Hovind, who never did acknowledge that I fixed their Wikipedia article. In fact, is that still fixed? Let me see real quick. Wikipedia, Kent Hovind. Ah, yes, yes, it is. I just want to point out that if we go here and look at Kent E. Hovind, it has been fixed by me, Lord Tomato. Uh, there's the move category based on unsourced date of birth, move unsourced birth date per blah blah blah. So other people have edited after the fact and they didn't revert anything I did. So that's cool. That is super cool. That tells me that people are accepting this. Possibly because most anyone messing around with the Ken Hovind article probably tacitly is at least aware of my existence, or any trivial search on that will get them, like a search on who is Chris Yamato. Oh, he's one of these guys. Okay. So yeah, that's cool. Any case, though, we're gonna change what we are. Replace screen sharing with Dr. Dino. Yes. Isn't that just clever? Trying to get in a good mood here, but right now I'm seriously bummed. It's some BS. I'll post about it in Discord. May or may not do a video after a particular email. If I get a reply, which may be a damned week away, knowing the way this company wants to go. So fuck them. Any case, hey Laura, yep, some jerk on the internet. In any case, in the event anyone wants to tip during the live stream, there you go. I forgot I had a coffee page completely, so we can roll with that moving forward. And yeah. Anyway, let's go to a stream from last night. 42 fucking minutes of evolution is dumb.
This is January the 8th, 2025. 6. Is it working good, Joseph?
Yes, sir.
Yay. New back.
The English teacher, is it working good? Kent, the correct language is it working well?
background. We moved the desk over here, and I got confused coming to work. I didn't know where I was going. So anyway, well,
Oh, it looks like the audio is kind of low on this one. Let me do the old restream magic that never works of lowering mine ever so slightly and boosting the fuck out of Kent's, and there we go. It's the best we're going to be able to do. Let's keep going.
welcome. Thank you for joining us. We're on a bunch of different channels to keep taking us off of YouTube. But
No, they don't keep taking you off YouTube, Kent. We've been over this. It's been a while since your last channel termination. That was in early 2025. That was just coming up on a year ago. So no, they don't keep taking you off YouTube. Much like I don't keep getting fired from Target because I was fired from Target in 2007. Ironically, by the same person who is my boss now. Make it make sense. True story, too. But let's continue.
it's okay. We're on Facebook, on Rumble, on Twitter, on our own app, KentHovind.tv.
I know I say this every time, but I have to act like I'm surprised at everything we say because I can't fucking remember anything anymore. It's like Groundhog Day up in this bitch. All of a sudden I wake up and it's still September 1st of 2005 in my mind. Yes.
Instagram and TikTok. Sign up for all of them and watch. We want to get the gospel out to the whole world. Tell your friends.
Yes, the gospel of Kent Hovind, because all that matters is Kent Hovind. Everything at Dinosaur Adventureland is a shrine to Kent Hovind.
About us, okay? We believe evolution is the dumbest and most dangerous.
Like, let's note seriously that he can't abstract from his desk pulpit bullshit the Dinosaur Adventureland deal. That and Genesis Baptist Church are one and the same, all under the CSE umbrella in such an intermingled way that they're all truly a singular entity. which wouldn't be so bad, except the way Kent seems to want to have things appear to be separate. But the church doesn't exist without the Dino Land. The Dino Land doesn't exist without the church. And it's all just fucking insane, man.
Dangerous religion in the history of the world. Tonight, open mic. Prove me wrong. All you brave evolutionists, real brave in front of your students, aren't you? Where you've got the academic and psychological advantage.
I'm gonna claim your bullies. Yes, I'm the 6'3" guy who shoves women to the ground. Yes, I'm gonna accuse everyone of being bullies. Kent, it's just absolute fucking fact. The science doesn't lie. Get over it.
Can't fool me. Can't frighten me, and you can't fail me. Okay, here we go.
Kent, you're nothing but a failure.
January 8th. Next week's my birthday. Man, 25 again. Okay, if you want to come help us build Noah's Ark, get it finished for the 16th or 10th anniversary on April 16th. 10 years ago, we got the property, nothing here but mud, no gravel pit. It was a real
Now we still have a lot of mud, but I've put a few buildings up.
challenge. It's been amazing watching it come together. Krista, how long have you known this place?
I was here one of the first days you ever came here. But
First days we ever came here, so 10 years?
Yep.
Been a few changes?
quite a few.
Yeah, quite a few. Okay. This next, let's see, the 26th of this month, in what's that, 2.5 weeks, we're going up to help Aaron Spencer. He's the guy who killed the man who was molesting his 14-year-old daughter. And they gave him 7 years in prison for it. There's got a trial.
Yes, Kent, because that is a crime. Whether everyone feels it's morally justified extrajudicial action, it was still a crime. That still is a violation of what we consider civilized society. Vigilante justice like that is classed as no bueno.
In Lone Oak, Arkansas, right there. Okay, help us out here. I get swamped with texts and emails and stuff like that. I'm trying to keep up, okay? But the best way, call into this show and you'll get your question for sure, okay? Maybe many people call in to say, thank you for the ministry. Thank you. Please spread it around. Call me with questions. That's fine. I try to answer them. But a sure way is to call in right now. Joseph, is there a link over there they can click when we get to that point? Yeah. Yep. Okay. All right. So that'd be a quick way. Okay. Come visit Dinosaur Adventureland. You can take a tour with me in the Jeep. Then I'll talk to you all you want. We're straight north of Pensacola, 70 miles.
Oh, Kent, I hear plenty of your annoying voice every fucking day.
In Lenox, Alabama. Come visit. Noah's Ark, that's an older picture. Upper right corner is our zip.
Well, look, Rosina brought up Dino Lamp not being present. She had said in Discord that he got rid of Dino Lamp. They don't have a bookcase or anything back there. He's got his little chart. They don't have anything standing up. Notice they got the Pope Dan there. They probably just don't have a good spot to put Dino Lamp. That's my thing. There's probably just nowhere to put it at the moment because they're moving things. So they'll figure it out eventually.
Line going right into the Ark. That was my wild idea at 3 in the morning one night after eating pizza with peanut butter on it. I said, we can put the zip line right into the Ark. Oh. Yeah. Have you tried it yet, Joseph?
Yes, sir.
Oh, yeah, it's fun. Okay.
No, sir.
Okay. No. All right. I want to play this Theory of Evolution. It's only 3 minutes long by natural selection. Really? Okay. This Fuse School, I've never heard of them, but they got nearly 1 million.
You know, this is another thing. Kent watches this stuff as if it's not going to all say the same things. Because the science is pretty damn well settled on the vast scope of this. Like all sciences, and it's really only the nitty gritty that, conflict arises in. It's just, I don't know, you look at it, it's like, is this just lazy, Kent? I mean, I say that knowing everything you're going to say, but the real thing that you forget is that this is about you as the individual, you as the presenter, you as the preacher you're supposed to be. Beyond just what you say, it is you, the human, in your delivery of these messages. And yeah, it's not a very pleasant image, man.
Subscribers, so somebody's listening to them. So I'm going to play just part of their show here. Let's see, come over
He's jealous that more people watch that than him.
here and hit play. Oh, no, come over here. Right there, okay.
And that this variation was based on their diets.
Darwin deduced that when the original
Wow, way to start in the middle of their 3-minute video.
finches from South America came to the Galapagos, they migrated to different islands and had to adapt to different conditions in order to get food and survive. These adaptations were passed from one generation to the next. He believed that individual members of a species are all slightly different from one another, and that those that are best adapted to their habitat will stand a better chance of surviving to reproduce and pass on their beneficial traits to their offspring. Over time, those beneficial traits become more common.
All right, look, we're all going to throw a party when Dino Lamp makes its triumphant return, because I am half tempted to call Joseph and be like, yo, where's Dino Lamp? I need my Dino Lamp. Give me my Dino Lamp fix. That's the best part of Hovind streams is Dino Lamp. And to be honest, I am kind of partial to his little snow globe down there. Not the message he uses it to try to prop up, but I like the snow globe. Dinos are okay. And I'll give them props using the brontosaur to hold the microphone is straight gangsta. But you know,
allowing that particular species to evolve. Critically, Darwin felt that it was not the environment that produced the variations, but chance occurrences, which we now know to be genetic mutations that enabled an organism to better exploit its environment. After more than 20 years of experimenting and developing his ideas, Charles Darwin published his theory of evolution in a book called On the Origin of Species. Extrapolating the theory of natural selection and combining it with discoveries made by modern genetics allows scientists to assert that all life on our planet came from a common ancestor that existed about 3.5 billion years ago.
is it just me or does it sound like there's half-assed circus music playing in the background of that video? It's just weird.
Saw 14 kinds of birds and concluded that birds are related to whales. And that's science?
I'm just going to completely jump off the rails with what's being said here and say it mockingly and watch as people laugh. No, Kent, let's take this for a very serious moment. This showed the nuances of adaptation, something that when one extrapolates this idea out to look at the vast diversity of life on Earth, especially when combined with the extinct flora and fauna that we find evidence of through the geologic column, which most certainly exists, the natural gradation that fits with this the observed state there currently, all these gradations match with reality, match with what we observe, to where we can actually trace nice lineages that are incidentally matched by genetics. So we know that in most cases, things that look similar probably are more closely related than things that don't. There are outliers. There are planiforms that are just very common, like everything becomes crabs in the end. You know, we've had multiple creatures that filled the crocodile / alligator archetype. Sharks have been around for fucking ever. You know, that kind of stuff. But when you compare what we obviously find in existing species in extent, as well as what we can understand from the body types of extinct, it becomes an unavoidable conclusion that all life is related, and that what you're seeing here is just a tiny little branch, a twig off of the massive tree of life, which is really more like a bush, but tomato.
No, that's imagination, fairy tale stuff. SpongeBob. I got him over here somewhere. There we go. Okay.
Yes, but once again, your magic sky daddy, that's totally real because some book says a thing.
SpongeBob. Yeah, I'm sorry. I stepped on your tongue. Keep going, okay?
Through natural selection, new species are formed. Some species change and some are lost through extinction. In this video, you have learned that the voyages and research of Charles Darwin played a pivotal role in developing a theory about the origins of life and its variations on our planet, and that evolution is a process of continual change within a species as a result of chance occurrences.
Process of continual change
Well,
with
no, the music was definitely there, but I'm just saying it sounds like fucking circus music. What's Kent's obsession with SpongeBob? Because it happened to use the phrase imagination in a thing, and it became a meme that he became aware of, and he just rolled with it. Also, unflattering Hovind, unflattering Hovind. I'm gonna snap that. That's his obsession.
in a species. I don't know who did this video, but listen, there's 26 definitions of species. God said
The multiple definitions that apply to the concept of species are used as are the varying criteria which are used depending on the nature of the life form to differentiate species. Because criteria that might work for a mammal most certainly are not going to work for fungus.
they'll bring forth after their kind. That's all anybody's ever seen. You can draw pictures of a monkey turning into a human. But that's
And people can write books about a god just making a universe, but no one's ever seen it.
not science. That's artwork. Okay? We'll talk more about that in a minute. Matthew, I forgot. Tell
You say the same crap day in, day out, Kent. You just love hearing yourself talk.
us, come up, tell us about your ministry.
Because you actually do watch yourself. That's the fucked up thing. You watch your own videos. Like, not even in a critiquing way. We don't hear you thinking out loud. No, you just watch your own videos for the hell of it. Including interviews with yourself. But let's not talk about that right now.
Here in Honduras, right? Yeah.
Oh yeah, you're gonna support him until Trump decides to invade Honduras because there's drug smugglers there too. There's drug smugglers everywhere. I don't have your drugs. Venezuela has them, and Honduras has them, and Greenland has them, and Russia has them.
That's exactly right.
No, you,
Oh, look what it is. Another old white guy. Wow. Yep. Because the people in a country that needs financial support, medical care, and the like. I mean, I don't know how bad Honduras is on those regards, but it's probably not doing as good as the U.S. of A. thinks that the U.S. is doing. But what they really need is more white people coming in to tell them, "Hey, you're horrible. Become Christian or else." That's what they need. Y'all know the term white savior complex. There it is, looking right at you. You're a colonial asswipe going through standard imperialist bullshit. Taking your excrement and flinging it out into the world where they don't fucking need it. Drop dead, pig dog.
can I ask you if the Honduran women never complain, never argue, always romantic?
Shut up, you sexist, racist fuck.
This must be a different country.
You didn't know. Actually, I think it may be true.
It may be true. Okay.
Yeah.
You got a mic. Okay, go ahead.
Yes. Well, first, I would just like to say I took the Jeep tour with Dr. Kent and highly, highly recommend it. Absolutely amazing. And we're going to be back. Except when I come back, I'm bringing my boys. So
Okay.
they're going to love it. So my name is Matthew.
Yes, I wish to take children from the first world, or what we perceive as the first world because we're racist fucks, who wish to do nothing but play PlayStation and browse the TikTok. Yes, and I wish to take them to Honduras, where they will most certainly not be having a good time, especially since I will put them to work for, this is ministry work and child labor laws do not apply here, in addition to the fact that we are outside of the United States. But were anything to happen, I would claim American immunity, because we all know America is God's chosen true people. Not the Jews, not anyone else in the world, and the more brown your skin is, the more you must suffer for your Lord. White people. Pinnacled by white Jesus. Yes.
I am the founder of Project E15. Our family has residency in Honduras. We also operate and go into El Salvador, as well as Guatemala and Mexico. But
yes, even more countries that don't need any more white people coming in, telling them what to believe and causing more problems. By the way, Mexico had its chance with Professor Auto Mechanic Mid-Husband John Morse Pendleton, and sadly, he died many years ago. So, yeah. Also, they're mostly fucking Catholic.
Most of Latin America is Catholic. I think they don't need any more Jesus than what they already have, buddy. I mean, you got to be a special kind of stupid to think, we're going to spread Jesus. I know areas that are already vastly Catholic. Yep, that'll be the ticket. Because them there Catholics ain't real Christians, which if they're not real Christians, makes the Muslims the biggest religious majority. So we're going to count them in our statistics, but they're not real Christians. But they are. But they're not. You know what I mean?
The main thing that we do as a ministry is we are an aftercare program for children that have been rescued out of human trafficking. If you've seen
Okay, well, I cannot criticize that beyond the fact that I know y'all are going to just force a fuck ton of Jesus down everybody's throat when what they really need is psychological help, not more psychological damage. Of course, that's me taking on faith that you're not lying.
the movie Sound of Freedom, those children
Oh, yeah, that film that's actually a load of shit.
that were taken in that movie, depicted in the movie, and their story was actually in Tegucigalpa, Honduras, which is where our headquarters is, and where we've been there operating and going since 2015. We've been going, but in the fashion of working in the anti-trafficking efforts since COVID. And it is
Oh, you can't talk about that, Mr. White Savior Complex, man. It's a fake CIA operation. It's all an illusion.
really interesting because trafficking over the last 10 years has been a growing phenomenon.
Unreal.
And we have seen that.
Really? And yet the president does nothing about it. Funny how that works. I guess because there's no oil in it.
At reports at the lowest end is in the low 60s, and on the high ends in the low 80s, that's somewhere between 64 to, we'll say, 80-something% of all children being trafficked are of Central American descent.
Wow.
And so we kind of say that south of the border isn't pushing.
Are you trying to say that Trump needs to invade all of Mexico and hit the other Colombianas and stuff? Because I think that's what you fuckers are trying to say. Not really, but, it feels like they use anything to justify, attack another country. Let's just completely break any kind of semblance of civility with other sovereign nations and basic, I'm not trying to say, God, I'm getting tongue twisted over here. Word twisted. Any kind of decorum, any kind of sense of just accepting the fact that other nations do exist and are sovereign, or just kidnap their president. It doesn't fucking matter, and try them in U.S. courts. What the hell do you have to try another country's president over in U.S. courts? You don't have jurisdiction over the world. Explain that shit to me. Someone, please. Explain how in the goddamn hell Maduro is under any such, in any way, shape, or form, under any U.S. laws. That just does not make sense to me. Because by that logic, then, every single one of us is subject to the whims of any other nation. Just, what the fuck?
Drugs anymore, they're pushing people.
Yeah.
And because of that, in the United States,
Yes, let me forget. I should have brought this up sooner. Who's buying these people? A lot of times it's sex trafficking, and who was big on the whole sex trafficking thing? That Jeffy epistemologist guy, Jeffrey appendectomy. Jeebus Crispy. No, Jeffrey Epstein, who hung out with people such as Donald Trump, who walked into dressing rooms of teenage girls at his own little beauty pageants because he's a fucking pervert who does what he wants. Just saying.
number one consumer in the world. If you've seen the movie, they really drive that home. That's why children.
Yes, the movie with a total agenda that makes up shit totally drives home the narrative that fits their agenda of shit they made up.
In Latin
Film at 11.
America, the children, and specifically the four main countries of Mexico, Guatemala, El Salvador, and Honduras are the four countries that are bringing the most children across the borders or being trafficked through drug cartels and other things, which for me is a reason that the border is such a real issue. Donald Trump, in his both debate against Kamala as well as two of his rallies, identified that between 2020 and 2024, somewhere around 320.
Wow. At least we got something good to look forward to coming up. Our friend Joe says, just an FYI, one of my new hobbies is to message Joseph during the live stream about Simon Dan's apology. It only took one message to get Joseph to get him to mute me this stream. Impressive.
20,000 children have been taken that were documented to have crossed.
You know, Barron Trump's a fucking anchor, baby. Deport that son of a bitch. And his mom.
Our southern border that the government had completely lost track of. Now, the fact checkers.
Yeah, Carl, your comments are actually why I'm streaming right now. I'm not even kidding. You know, you just saying, hey, you're awesome. And then popping up, you know, thanking Rosina for the gifted membership. That was just a 1-2 punch of like, man, that's why I do this stuff. I've got to give them something. Y'all look forward to this stuff. You know, I'm not saying it's the most important thing that happens in your days, far from it, but if you got some time to kill, it's nice.
Came out in response to that, and I think they said the number was closer to 280, maybe 290,000. But
one, it's too much.
If there's one, there's too much. That's exactly right. And so we were going.
Well, Trump's going to have to face his mortality very, very soon with the way his health looks, according to experts. He just wants to watch everything burn. He doesn't care. I mean, we know that, but he truly doesn't care at this stage.
As a family, just to open up a children's home, do more traditional care, because we knew that there was a lot of orphans in Honduras as we're going through the
Honduras in international law, yeah, but that means he should be being tried in international courts, not American courts. You know, that's why the UN exists. That's how this stuff works. When the US and the like went into Germany, when the four powers took over Germany, it had already been agreed upon that this would be a multinational court set up to handle this stuff. The Nuremberg trials and the like. It was an agreed international thing. This is just the US doing shit just because. And if we're going after people who are violating international law, why the fuck have we not gotten Netanyahu? Oh, right. Because we're buddy-buddy with Israel. So, you know, reasoning or not, and I'm not saying you're wrong on it. I'm just saying the logic does not follow in how they're behaving with this stuff. So if they use that as an excuse, it's a shitty excuse.
Process, we were approached by the Human Trafficking Coalition. Their acronym is called SESECT, and they operate alongside the United Nations. They're funded by the United States.
And yeah, Trump saying that his plan with Greenland is we can do this easy way or the hard way. Let me double check. I thought Greenland was a part of Denmark, but I could be mistaken. Citizens of Greenland are full citizens of Denmark and the European Union. Wow, I love that that's the first thing that comes up on the Google search hitting the Wikipedia. Greenland is an autonomous territory of the Kingdom of Denmark. Yep. Okay, so... Oh, that's the flag. Okay, I saw that flag recently on a friend's thing on Facebook. Okay. So yeah, let's just, you know, attack Denmark, and let's just attack not only an EU member, but a NATO member. Yeah, let's totally do that. That's not going to end well. It's not going to end well at all.
It's the United Nations and the European Coalition as an international movement now, knowing that we need to do something global.
Yeah, let's be clear. You know, Maduro was not a good guy, but yeah, the way that was done and the precedent it sets is the problem. And at a point, you can't just. This has been the problem historically, is just people deciding, I don't like this other nation's leader, so let's just go in and take it the fuck over. You don't do that shit. But everyone's still stuck in this tribalist mentality, especially with these evangelical fuckwits, because they think that unity is a problem. Because fuck forbid if we have an actual agreement across the world on how things are supposed to be. Nope, that's too much of a one world government, which for some reason makes Jesus cry and offends God's prostate or whatever. It's so fucking ridiculous. I get to use this word appropriately here. They wish to retard progress as much as possible.
Against against trafficking, specifically child trafficking. And the ministry is called Project E15, named after Ephesians 1:5, that we were all predestined into adoption. And that's the heart of the healing that is what we're
bringing. He can't stay in power when he's fucking dead. And nothing, and the MAGA cult revolves around him. They ain't gonna follow couch fucker, so the whole thing's gonna fucking collapse. And it's gonna be a fucking revolution. And honestly, I kind of can't wait. I'm excited.
Bringing into the home and to the children is introducing them to a loving father who wants to adopt them. And we get to see the miraculous take place with each of these children as they come into the darkness, psychologically, emotionally, mentally, until they get to go back home. So at the end of the movie, Sound of Freedom, you see the children go back to dad. And that was a little bit of Hollywood because that doesn't happen in real life. What happens in real life is they come to us and they go through, for us, a medical, emotional, psychological counseling process for...
Yeah, I'm sure they do.
Anywhere from 7 to 10 months. It really depends on the government, because what's happening while they're with us is the government is opening up a investigation on mom and dad. Did they report them missing? Is the home safe to go back to? Are the people that took them still at large? And from United States agencies such as the FBI to local law enforcement in Honduras or El Salvador, we're constantly in cooperation with government entities, private third parties that are now working towards resolution so that each child gets to go back home or to a home. And until then, that's where our ministry takes place. And so we're going on 5 years, and really, really grateful for ministries like yours that we really see as just brethren of people that are trying to bring truth, that are combating darkness, and working towards expanding the kingdom of God and shedding light in every area.
Amen.
Your stupid God's supposed to own the entire universe. I don't think there's any more expanding that can happen. What is it with you people and just leaving well enough alone?
I was shocked when I went to prison. I wrote my book on the prison system.
Oh, there we go. I got to talk about my prison time and write a book and shit. Hold on.
Judges and congressmen and attorneys, U.S. attorneys.
None of what you're about to say has a goddamn thing to do with what he's talking about. You don't know the first thing about child trafficking. You don't fucking care. You gotta make it about your time in who the fuck cares, Kent? No one. That's who.
Attorneys are involved in this child pornography stuff.
That's right.
Two of the people that put me in prison, John David Roy Atchison, who hung himself in jail when he went to have sex with a 5-year-old after getting me in jail. John, Google that.
He was barely involved in anything with your case. And yes, he was a total piece of shit. Fuck him. But even so, even if he was critical to your case, him being a pedophile piece of shit doesn't actually have any bearing on your innocence or guilt. Those things are completely fucking irrelevant. But you want to make the connection to make it seem like this evil person was corrupt and just wanted to take me down, when no, you fucked around and found out.
Pensacola. And also Michelle Heldemeyer, her husband was on the child pornography mailing list. It's just,
I know, because I talked with him regularly, because I'm on the list too. Also, this idea that there's just some master mailing list just hanging out. Groups.io/CP, everyone, yeah. Totally, just get that list. Government don't know about it, huh?
It permeates our system, folks. We got a problem. We need a revival.
Oh, like the Epstein list that has all kinds of fuckers on it. Half of them you probably know, and certainly one you voted for. At least one, if not more.
That's right.
Yeah.
one of the most common questions I get asked is the government involved? And
On the wrong side.
yeah, on the wrong side.
Yeah.
And we're not kicking down the doors. We're certified with extraction organizations and third parties that are doing the rescue efforts. But a lot of the guys that are on that
Let's note that he's trying to say, are the authorities in Honduras and the like involved? Is this a government-sanctioned effort? And Kent's like, oh, the government, he means the corrupt U.S. government. Yeah, they're the pedophiles. It's like, dude, what the fuck? You don't even... Talk about not being able to read the room.
side of things, as well as in the aftercare world, like we are
I'm sure you know a lot about aftercare. Your search history is probably incredibly interesting.
Homeland Security, ex-military, ex-intelligence agencies, and to your testimony, their anecdotal experiences, unfortunately, have found the same, that the corruption, that the darkness is unfortunately systemic within several government systems, to the judicial system, and it's really heartbreaking and it's sad. And
No, why would he say anything about Chris Jones? Because, you know, it isn't like Christopher Link Jones isn't a multiple case independently hasn't words. I'm trying to form the sentence. Hasn't had multiple independent convictions of lewd and lascivious acts with minors. No, that has nothing to do with anything. He's the good guy, though. But you know what? Chris Jones didn't do anything wrong. They're trying to take him out. But you know, the guy who put Ken in jail. Oh yeah, he was totally a sick fuck, and that means I'm free. I'm innocent. I didn't do anything because the sick fuck happened to be slightly involved in a bit of paperwork on my case, because that's just how the court system worked out.
there's a lot of cleaning up to do.
Yeah, please do.
Yes.
So how do people get a hold of you? Is that Project 15? Is that your?
Yeah, project15.com. We're on all the socials, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, etc., YouTube. If you go to our page, all of our information.
You're not on my bulletin board system, outerwall.net, nor my forums at finalzone.net. So you're not on all the social medias, or secretbonuspoint.com, the best image board that nobody fucking uses, because seriously, aside from legal issue stuff that would cause legal issues, I don't give a fuck what you post there. Have fun.
There, our email, phone number. One of the things that we just invite people to do is number one, just come.
Yeah.
Just to come see what we're doing, and join us, be the hands and feet.
If they ain't got their own hands and feet, I feel bad for them, but I'm not going to be them for them. Or, you know, actually, no, I might be, but not your Jesus. But if someone needed assistance with something, my hands could carry something for them and they weren't able to, I could do that. But not your Jesus, and not for the bullshit you want, because you don't do stuff for the sake of doing good. You, always do stuff for the sake of trying to convert people. That's all that matters.
Lives and our staff's life, as well as other beautiful ministries that we're walking alongside that are helping these kids. And then we do 3 donation drives every year. We're not asking anybody for money. We're literally asking them for the stuff that they would throw away. So we do a spring cleaning drive. We do a back to school drive in August. And then we do a winter toy drive. And we're just asking for your last year stuff. You know, don't give it to Goodwill, kind of give it to us. And 2020.
Just got to point out, Josh, Cape Shaw says they're running a little behind, so they started the stream from the start and are, speeding through. Off the cuff rant on the guest pastor taking his kids down to Honduras, and he laugh. I'm glad that hit with somebody. I mean, I'm sure a lot of y'all liked it, but I don't know. I can't see your faces. I can't see your reactions.
We sent over 30,000 pounds of donations.
Wow.
To Honduras.
And yeah, Ken is really obsessed with what that dude did, but that's because he thinks it makes him look good. Because if he spins it as this guy who was barely involved in my case and also happened to be a sick fuck was actually totally behind everything and he was a sick fuck, that somehow makes it like, oh, well, the person was bad in this one area, therefore they're an evil person all around. And it's interesting that he wants to go with that kind of logic, because then one can extrapolate to Kent. He was bad in one way, and pick any way of the thousands you want. Therefore, he's a horrible person. It doesn't follow. But if you use his own logic against him, which is often a case with creationists, if you use their own logic against them, everything falls apart.
You gotta give a partner your. Hang on. I gotta quote this from Tubi and just right. You got to give your partner a break after orgasm. Oh, they're very sensitive. Hovind.
Kent's never made a woman come in his life. Now, a man, that's another story. But never made a woman.
We were the difference for some of these kids to be able to go back home, to have a bed to sleep on, to have a set of clothes, because for some of these kids, the bridge is the government wants them to check certain boxes and have so much, we'll just say, excess things for the kids, a stocked pantry and clothing and a bedding, et cetera, in order for the child to go back home, which is silly. It's like the stuff we throw away is gold down there, you know? And then we work with several ministries that are working with orphans and widows, which is another arm of our ministry. We have a beautiful widows ministry that we operate in, and there's so many beautiful
You can get your 5th, 6th, and 7th wives from there, Hovind.
things that this goes to. We send 30,000 pounds, and I don't have any of it. You know, it's all gone. It's all been expended, and so people have been so generous in sending their stuff, shipping it. I got a truck and a trailer, and when I'm here in the States, because we spend a lot of time down.
Yeah, you know, I think Kent is into bears, if you know what I mean. And yes, I just said bears. My southern hits out from time to time. I know I've got the twang in my voice regularly, but sometimes you just get full-on country mode. Hi there, I'm Chris. If you want to talk bullshit about some evangelical fuckwit who don't know his ass from a hole in the ground, come to my streams sometime in the afternoon. Most afternoons, never know when. May get an announcement, may not. That's your own fucking problem to figure out, son. But we're streaming. Yeah. French fried tater, I don't know.
Central America. I'll pick up my Chevy 2500 in the trailer, and I'll run around and pick it up while I'm going.
And you drive all the way back to Honduras?
No. I take it down to the Port of New Orleans.
I was going to say,
Yeah,
there's a whole
slow boat.
whole lot of Mexico between there.
Yes.
Okay. Well, thank you so much, brother. Thank you for
Yes.
coming.
Actually, where's... Hang on, let me double check. I just double check the location. Gladys Aurora Lopez injured in Honduran Congress blast. Oh wow, okay, that's pretty fucking crazy. All right, give me the maps. There we go. Give me an aerial view. I need to know where Honduras is. Okay, so it's before Panama. So yeah, okay. Technically speaking, I think you could drive there. I think there's infrastructure all the way. I had to double check.
Thank you so much, and thank you for your ministry.
And you recommend people take the real tour or the grandma tour?
Definitely the real tour. It's amazing.
I love it.
That's right. Thank you, Dr. Kim.
I'm convinced the grandma tour doesn't exist.
All right. Amen. Noah, the days of Noah, Genesis chapter 6. God saw the wickedness of man. He's about ready to step in with a club. Amen. Okay, this video
Ooh, can mine be a turkey club?
we just showed about this lady giving, this woman, I don't know what her pronouns are. Okay. Giving, moderator, okay, giving evidence for evolution. All they see is variations within the same kind. But I'd glanced at the comments on here, Joseph. Put me back up there. Let's see. Oh, no, I want that one.
What?
No, you got to click a button somewhere. This one. There, okay.
I just laugh. I'm sitting here writing shell script to try to import encoded images into a terminal so that when you go to my BBS through the terminal, you'll have an option to get some pretty intro and exit images before you hit the BBS proper, make things all spiffy. And this man's clicking around like a fucking the fucking troglodyte he is. Like, I don't click Alt D. It's not working, Joseph. It's not working.
Mr. Smoky Bear writes a comment here. Darwin completely missed the point that for natural selection to occur, one must have a species to
occur.
Begin with. Good point, Mr. Bear. Ergo, origin of the species is a misnomer. You are correct. He did not talk at all about the origin of the species. Not at all. That's the title of his book, and he missed it completely.
Okay, yeah, that's what I was referring to, was the Durian Gap in Costa Rica. I knew there was the gap somewhere.
Finches stay finches. Adaptation within a species does not explain a change of species any more than if a man can hop, he can theoretically fly. Another point Darwin did not take time to find out is that yes, wide-billed finches can produce narrow-billed finches, but those narrow-billed finches' offspring can produce offspring that return to the wide-billed state. Okay? No information.
Yes, but when you get populations isolated over a long enough period, the rate of dominant and recessive genes and the selection pressure for and against those genes will quickly balance itself out. And by quickly, I do mean a reasonable number of generations, but that is how this works.
Is gained or lost. Mutations, however, always result in a loss of
But no, all this, he had to figure this out. This is probably a damn Hovindite in and of itself. It's like, no, this isn't how any of this works. We've explained this to you, but you creatards keep saying this.
information. Beneficial mutations by gaining information to a DNA code have never been observed. Something that involves adding information is necessary to even start a change in species. Bacteria that become invulnerable to antibiotics do so because they lose the information that causes them to produce a certain enzyme. And what is never said is that these invulnerable bacteria never do well when returned to an environment where normal bacteria are. They're always weaker. Good point, Mr. Bear. One cannot handcuff a man with no arms.
I don't know, Kent. I mean, we seem to be dealing with antibacterial, or antibiotic resistant bacteria pretty regularly. They've kind of, evolved that protection, and they seem to be doing quite well in some cases.
One cannot handcuff a man with no arms, but he will never win a climbing contest to reach the girl in the tree. Evolution.
And none of those are biological adaptation to an environment. Your analogies suck.
Has zero scientific evidence. You disagree? Call in. Come on, prove me wrong. There's no evidence.
Yes, because Hovind is the arbiter of what's true and what's not. All the facets of reality. All possible manifestations of reality require the approval of the Hovind.
This guy said it's not natural selection. It's the perfection of the design of the creator. Good point. You drop a bunch of animals off in an environment.
I just make a random statement. Good point.
And only those capable of surviving in that environment will survive. Drop all the dogs in the world loose up into Alaska, and the first winter, all the chihuahuas are going to freeze. They didn't create anything. Nature, the harsh climate, selected a slice of an already existing population. There already were dogs in there that had thick fur, like wolves and stuff like that.
Yes, Kent, and why do some have thick fur and some have thin fur? You say, oh, but they stole the information to make the fur, and it's like, yes, but the parameters have changed. In the same way scales modified a certain way become feathers.
It selected a slice of the population that already existed. Evolution does not work. No evidence for it at all. Come on, you guys, brave keyboard warriors, call in or text your questions in, okay?
Keyboard warriors from, the guy whose army of morons, at least I'm going to presume it's Hovindites, always come and click dislike on random videos where we're, talking about them because we totally force them to watch them at all. And we'll leave just the idiotic comments they do regularly. I say I'm going to presume it's Hovindites because it happened right after a particular event at the beginning of October, and I'm honestly thinking someone in their cronies is truly that petty, knowing good and damn well dislikes don't actually harm a video, to be doing that just because.
Let's see. Subfighter says, nature's goal is not perfection. It is simply to successfully reproduce. Whatever helps that happen tends to be passed down. These traits have flaws on their own, but it's clearly an unguided bottom-up tinkerer that is evolution. Boy, you got great faith, Subfighter, okay? And not a top-down perfect being trying to create other perfect beings. If I were religious, I would see this as an argument that my perfect being was not so perfect after all. I believe that, Mr. Subfighter. You're looking for anything to get rid of God, aren't you? You don't like the idea of a perfect God.
Nope, your deity isn't fucking evident, and certainly not in the way you're describing it.
Being your boss. You don't like the idea of a perfect God making a perfect world, including giving man freedom of choice. It wouldn't
Which would make no sense if the deity would then punish them for making choices.
be a perfect world if we didn't have freedom of choice. Man chose to do evil.
According to who? You? In your stupid book?
And God's been very patient now for 6,000 years, putting up with all the stuff going on down here. And he's about to step in and clean house. Or like my daddy would say, the boys, my brothers and I all live downstairs in the basement. I mean, folks around here don't know what basements are. Up in Illinois, they got basements. And we'd be making too much noise. Dad would bang on the door. I'm going to come down there and clobber you. That's all we needed to hear.
Yes, violence. That solves everything.
We solved the argument. My dad's 6'2", a Marine, World War II sergeant,
Oh, you didn't mention he was the only survivor of his platoon because he was fucking sick with the herpes or whatever.
By all means, if say there's a God who made the Big Bang, who made the Big Bang bang, or perhaps the God set the wheels of evolution in motion. You got two assumptions there, Mr. Subfighter.
From the guy whose entire religion is based off of assumptions. Fucking moron.
Assume that there was a Big Bang. There wasn't any. It didn't happen. It's imagination. There's no Big Bang. And let's see. And there's no evolution. God didn't set evolution in motion. There is no evolution. Nobody sees a dog produce a non-dog. Nobody, ever. But
thanks to monophyly, you technically never will. But again, you reject the canine cancer that has become effectively its own organism.
Got your stupid charts with all the animals and plants connected.
Oh, I didn't move Dino Lamp, but he made sure to move his fucking charts that he could have just slid in right here. I gotta show him up as visual aids because I still teach like it's fucking 1862.
Boys and girls, the humans are related to the sunflowers. This is called stupid. Stupid. I'll spell it out for you if you'd like. Okay? Call me for a debate. Joseph?
Yeah, let's spell stupid. It's Hovind. Let me, hang on, I'm doing something real quick. I'm getting a link available. Let me just post this in the chat. If you want to help me out, there's a little linky link. You can do some cool stuff.
390 and I'm stuck. I got to get to 1,000 before I die. At the rate we're going, I'm going to have to live to be 500 years old. I'm not going to make it, Joseph. Get some more debate. Come on, you brave. They're real brave in front of their students, aren't they? Yeah, you got an academic and psychological advantage. You can fail them. You can frighten them. Can't frighten
You already said that, Kent.
me. You can't fail me. You can't fool me. Bring it on. Okay? Let's see. I forgot to read the rest of it here. By all means, say there's a God who made the Big Bang Bang, or perhaps God set the wheels of evolution in motion. There are no wheels. It's dead on the ground, okay? All unprovable claims, but whatever. But saying it's the perfection of the design of the Creator is not just a demonstrably incorrect statement. It takes away from the beauty that is nature evolution. There is no evolution. Show me some. Show me the best example you got, Mr. Fighter. After all, there's a grandeur in this view of life. All the things most
Prove God, you wrinkled asshole.
beautiful and most wonderful have been and are being evolved. Charles Darwin.
Get a jar of God, paint it red, sit on the shelf.
Oh, if you quote Charles Darwin, that's proof it's true. Yeah, right. But if we quote Jesus Christ, they're not true, is it? Okay.
Yeah. You're right. But here's the thing, Kent. Most of us don't actually care what any one individual said, including I don't actually give a fuck what Darwin said. So your little game there doesn't really go very far.
Let's see. Why is there so many God loves you in the comments? Not trying to be rude, but please, no, I won't capitalize his name. Don't like it. Please move on. Oh, okay. I'll tell you what a nightmare.
Well, at that point, I would call it its name, because why does your God have a gender?
Why don't you move on? Why do you guys have to infect our public schools with your stupid religion?
Same question, Kent. Only difference is what you have is actually religion. It's actually stupid, whereas the scientific community has an actual understanding on what actually happens in the real goddamned universe.
Go start private schools and teach evolution to anybody who wants to pay and come learn it. It's not part of science. It's a religious belief, and you're welcome to it. This is America, the land of the free and the home of the slave, or whatever they call it. And You do what you
Yeah, the land where a mother, after dropping her kids off, will just get shot in the face because ICE agents are fucking terrorists. Yeah, totally. I saw a thing today that mentioned that. It's like, it took us like 5 years to go from George Floyd being kneeled on to shooting a white woman in the face. And it's like, sounds about right. This country finally just stopped completely giving a damn. This shit's fucking insane.
want. But evolution should not be in any science class or tax-funded museums or science centers. Okay? Let's see. So the birds become birds by millions of years.
Okay, given that churches don't pay taxes, no police, fire, or municipal services in any way, shape, or form should go to churches. They should have to fund everything on their own. Private fire brigades, private police forces, everything. Their own interface with the utility companies should, since those are fundamental services and are government regulated, should need them to shell out. An extra amount, too. We should pay a service fee because we're connecting to unincorporated districts. So yeah, you can have it, Ken.
That's it. Yep, that's the theory.
And if elected president, I will enact laws on that. Just saying, because I meet all the qualifications and have for many, many years to be president. Well, actually, I was going to say, who doesn't, but no, we already had we have a convicted felon as president right fucking now because what the fuck, America?
Why are we the only species that talk? Why are we the only species that write our history? Why are we the only species that have gone to the moon and back?
We're not the only species that talks. Writing is a particularly advanced thing in and of itself, but there's multiple ways of communicating. It's just a way. The gone to the moon and back. We carried a lot of things with us. Neil Armstrong and Buzz Aldrin didn't just go completely sterile; they would have been dead. All that gut bacteria, all that everything. There's shit still on the moon. The Apollo astronauts threw their waste bags out because you ain't taking that stuff back to Earth. Maybe a small sample, I think, but that's it. Very particular case. Cases. Yeah, so that bacteria and stuff that would have been in there actually kind of stayed on the moon. Think about it.
Why are we the only species that worship God?
We don't understand the religious constructs of other species because we don't have real active communication. But something funny is that most other species, they'll have a bit of a reverence for something, an extreme attraction like birds and shiny rocks. But they don't seem to come up with deities. It seems that the personification element to nature doesn't strike with them because it seems to be an eccentric side effect of our relative hyperintelligence.
Are we the only species that write our history? It's in there twice. You're being redundant again. Okay. How and why did we evolve so we could do these things and not one single species out of hundreds of millions evolved in the same way as humans?
It's just what happened. We wouldn't be questioning it if it didn't happen. This is one of those, I don't know. Why am I facing... double checking. I am facing east. Yeah, east right now. Why am I facing east? Because that's just where I put my fucking desk. It wasn't planned. I just happen to be facing east. I wouldn't be saying I'm facing east and wondering why I'm facing east if I wasn't facing east.
Bleach writes back. Evolution is a slow process. Oh, it happens so slow we can't see it. But you know what happened.
Except we do see it.
Don't you? Yeah.
We see the gradations. Those are documented.
So the odds of another species to evolve in the same way as us, at the same time as us, is very unlikely. We didn't do it, Bleach. No animal did. No animal evolved. There is no evidence. Let's see. Evolution isn't a theory. Look up DNA science. Oh, okay. Call in about your DNA. How do you think that's evidence for evolution?
He's literally on your side, Kent. What the fuck, man?
Matthew, I mentioned in my library, I've got about 4,000 books. All of them use the same code, 26 letters. How many letters in the Spanish alphabet? Is 28 or something? Yeah, okay. You got the N with the Enye on top and all that. Okay. The fact that these books all have the same code means that's the code with which you write English. The DNA code is similar in quite a few animals.
You can write English in any kind of syllabary. You can write in a phonetic alphabet. I mentioned previously having written English using Cyrillic. You can write it in Korean. The entire Japanese script of katakana is intended for foreign words. So yeah, you write English in that. Ice cream. We written ice cream in katakana and pronounced ice cream. I specifically write my username if I do write it in a Japanese script in katakana to indicate my otherwise foreign existence. I'm not going to write it in hiragana, and I'm sure as fuck not going to use actual fucking kanji, especially for Yamato, because I consider that incredibly offensive. Because I am culturally aware. You could actually take the entire Bible and write it in katakana, but it would be the English, trivially. But he doesn't get it.
Because that's the code with which you write things that are alive. It's not proof of a common ancestry. Okay. Glad you say it's a theory. There is one truth, Jesus Christ.
And you want to talk about, language for a moment. Let me go on this. The thing about language is that it's the sounds, it's the phonemes, it's the structure. So English actually has a lot more sounds. Note the long and short vowel sounds alone, ignoring what individual letters sound like and letter combinations. And then ambiguities like CH in Chris. It sounds the same as the K in KRIS, but is it the same or is that independent? Which leads to things like in Korean, certain sounds like a B and a D are kind of blended, and a T and there's a T and a D that are kind of blended. Or B and a P, excuse me. Go mapsimnida, go mapsimnida. Yeah. Yeah, god damn it, Alucard. That fucking cat opened the door for his ass and he's just out there meowing again. It's like, dude, come on in. God damn. Anyway, it's gonna be the same character in Hanga, but depending on what word it is, where it is, you will get a subtly different sound. You start with more of a T and then it later goes into more of a D sound. Languages are fascinating like that. And the letters, again, the characters represented in written text just hint at what actually should be said. Especially with English, it's really fucked up because most words don't look like they should. I'm spending way too much time on this, but it's just, as someone who appreciates other languages, a lot of them, really pisses me off when he does this shit because none of it's remotely a right way to think about language.
Creator of the world. At my happy spaces. Anonkin. Still stuck in here? When will people realize that laws don't try up theories, but are part of a theory? I'm only here for the reply, somebody says. Hate to break.
I don't understand the internet, so I'm going to read this useless comment.
To you, but a theory in science is something that has astronomical evidence and has never been disproven. Also, evolution is a law.
Yeah, Maria, I was thinking about you up there and what the situation's probably like. It can't be pleasant.
Wow, you really stepped it up. So you go from hypothesis, which is a guess, which you can make. Then you have a theory because it's got some evidence. Evolution is not even a theory. Then you go to a law, which has never been disproven. You're
Okay, fair. Dogs worship us as gods, and cats think they're the gods. Yeah.
You've tried to elevate this hypothesis into a law, and you are way outside of science at that point.
What the hell? The coffee bot actually worked? Okay. I didn't tell it to do that. It just did it. I linked my YouTube. Okay, cool. Thanks, coffee bot.
Okay, changes occur. I agree, but the change.
Also, it's coffee, KO-FI, but I always want to say Kofi because the O just looks like it should be an O and not a ah. But because the word is coffee, see, that's a fine example right there. We use the O for an A sound. What's up with that? Or like, ask people, what sound does the letter X actually make? Z. It's the same phoneme as Z, hence xylophone. And what kills me is no one knows how to do that. Like they'll pronounce Xavier, Xavier, which if that's the way the person wants to pronounce their name, that is what it is, but it's technically incorrect from my understanding. It's like you should know how to pronounce an X because everyone knows the word xylophone. Do you not know how it's spelled?
Are limited, aren't they? Main. The theory of evolution just describes how
Also, you totally don't understand the elements of scientific understanding, Kent.
species came to be. No, it doesn't. It doesn't explain a thing. Nothing. Got some
Yes, it does explain quite well. Even if it was false, its explanation would be an explanation. You have a theory which explains stuff, but it fails in a myriad of ways and introduces more complexity, you love complexity, than evolutionary models.
evidence. Call in. Okay, Joseph, what do we got there? Cloudy bowels?
No.
Oh. Because Cloudy can't get any attention on his own site. He has to call into mine all the time.
Oh my God, Kent. It's not like Claude gets hundreds of views with every short. It's not like he's not the quintessential YouTube short maker regarding you. Not like he doesn't host his own streams. Little short streams, blink and you miss them sometimes. But that's his style. I pop in every once in a while when I remember to, but oftentimes they happen to be when I'm going to sleep. Because I'm an old man who goes to sleep early. I'm a loser. I'm a loser, baby, so why don't you kill me? No, don't.
Okay, who's this now? Tayton. Yes, sir, Tayton. Go ahead.
Oh, I didn't know. I was just listening to the podcast.
Hang on, I gotta get my headphones on. I can barely.
It's not a podcast. Hovind doesn't do podcasts. Oh my God, Alucard, shut up. We're gonna let these guys talk.
Hear you. There. Okay, go ahead, Tayton.
I was just listening to the live stream. I didn't know it.
Well, you're live. Millions of people are going to watch this in heaven, I guess.
Thank you.
Okay.
Bye.
That's it.
Is this another person who's gonna, just slob on Kent's knob in his unfinished basement? Are you hanging out in your parents' basement, you keyboard warrior? Got him.
Okay, bye. All right.
What? Dude. So what, did dude just pop in just to listen? Did he not understand what Restream is? Gott in Himmel.
Yeah, we're live. Let's see. Here we go. AK Girly Boss. A girly boss. I will refrain from comment, okay?
It's either Alaska Girly Boss or Automatic Kalashnikov Girly Boss. She's saying she's a girl boss, as in a woman who can kick some ass, and is either located in Alaska, or... And now Alucard wants out. Fuck this cat, man. You're an asshole, dude. What, do you think there's going to be some fine feline babes in here? No, there's just Mimi, and she's too old for you. And not interested. She had her stuff... She got fixed way early on. That was a story right there. I almost threw the damn cat out of the car. She was acting so crazy. I had trouble finding the place to go get Mimi fixed, too. That was back in like 2013. And the cat was so frustrated with the drive, she freaking took a dump. And that's when she had like super stinky kitty dumps. So, it was horrible. You sucked, Mimi. This is back when I hated this cat. Now I fucking love that little fur ball. Alucard's just a punk ass, though. He's not fixed yet. He wants some loving.
You said you did time incarcerated for what, if you don't mind me asking? Oh, I have nothing to be ashamed of. Go
Oh
on,
wow, you literally know nothing. Well, you are on TikTok, so you don't know anything. Holy fuck! Just a cursory search of Hovind will explain everything rather than these lies.
on my channels, February 1st, almost a year ago now, go to February 1st, my open letter to Donald Trump. They came and arrested me for structuring. I did nothing wrong, did
Thanks, T. Gray.
not break a single law. The government broke 100 laws to put me in prison. They gave me a 10-year sentence. I served 9 years in federal prison, got moved 32 times all over the country. And anyway, so yeah, I did not do it for structuring, which is stupid. Just look at the open letter to Donald Trump. I show the exact charges they charged me with and how they're meritless.
I read the charges they charge you with, and I found quite a bit of merit to them.
Didn't break them at all.
Unless you're saying they're just outright lies of you pulling those transactions, which is funny that the bank would just outright lie.
I don't need them anymore? Okay.
And the Google Drive with all those videos are in the chat.
Oh, in the chat is a Google Drive with all those videos. But thank you for asking. Girly boss. Okay. Let's see. Wrong side of water. What on earth would that be? Anyway, how has it been 4 years of seeing your awesome videos?
Kent, the online handles people use don't fucking matter. For fuck's sake, man. Making jokes about stuff like wrong side of water, it doesn't matter. Let people have their fucking nicknames, bro. There's no deeper meaning to some of these, I'm sure.
I finally find your account. I don't know. I knew where I was the whole time. Question, what do you think of the light from Genesis 1:3? Well, good question. God is light. He revealed himself as light. Jesus
Chain leash, ain't chewing through that.
said, I'm the light of the world. God is light. In him is no darkness at all. There's another set of verses that prove Jesus is God Almighty in the flesh. But in Genesis 1, first couple of verses, God said, let there be light. Later.
Yeah, let us stress this from our friend Zumi. Kent, a pardon means you were definitely guilty. That, and you can't be fucking pardoned after you've already served the time. God, he's a fucking idiot. Friend of the channel, Esben, had found, and I meant to do a small piece on this, Kent Hovind in a list of pardons that Obama denied. It was in October of 2010. So while Hovind was in the middle of his sentence, he had apparently been rejected by Obama for a pardon. And that's that. Anything after the fact, he can't properly get pardoned for because his time's been done. It's like, you don't understand how this works, Kent. Just any of this. What's in Kent's cup? Water. He drinks water.
On day
out of a coffee cup. He can't just have a beaten up as fuck Adidas bottle that he carries everywhere. Ah, shit, the lid wasn't on totally. I just got water on my keyboard. It's a little bit, but come on. Clearly, I was chugging water last night because I do that right before I go to sleep. I'll chug some water, go to sleep, and half the time I don't put the lid on quite right.
3, on day 4, he made the sun. The sun is the light producer. See, the word light has two meanings in English. It has the producer of the light. I say turn on that light, and that light produces light. It's two different things, actually. The Spanish have two.
Boy, this stack of papers doesn't weigh very much. It seems to be very light. You stiffened me on some documents, government Epstein file release? Also, Kent, that forget the name of that phenomenon, but it's kind of the same reason that we'll call products. It's not the genericized trademark thing, but it kind of is. It's like, if I had, like, let's say it's the 90s back when they were cool and you had a compact computer, you might say, hey, let's go play on the compact when you mean computer. Light being shortened for light bulb, electric lighting, what have you, saying we're turning on the light, that's understandable. That's just what is like saying we're going to the car. It's an automobile. It's a type of automobile. But the proper name for the thing is automobile, but we'll shorten it to car. Which bothers me when people say tuna fish, because it's like tuna is a kind of fish. What is that like saying to your going to your Ford truck car? I mean, what do you mean there? But that's me just being funny about stuff because I just hate the term tuna fish. It's fucking redundant. You don't say beef mammal, Um, but yeah. What the fuck, Kent? And also, does Spanish have stuff for this? You can tell he doesn't know anything about languages because he immediately thinks, does Spanish have a version of this exact word used this exact way, rather than how would you convey this in Spanish? He thinks of things as English being made into other languages, as if English is the base logic, rather than thinking these languages will have their own ways to say things. And the beauty of language comes when you realize the nuances of how languages say things. Like several streams ago, where I took Zelda Ocarina of Time, not Ocarina of Time, Link to the Past, did its Japanese title, which in English translates to Triforce of the Gods, and notice that the structure is very, almost, if you read it quite literally, comes off almost cavemanish. But that's because of the grammar of the language. And then when you flip it around, it's like, wait, this is actually really beautiful. And that's the thing with broken English. The reason broken English happens is because people will be instinctively applying their native syntax, their native grammar, to what English words they know. And if you know some basic like ideas behind the grammar of something, if you can kind of parse a statement, even if you don't understand the complexities, don't know why it's that way. Because usually it's easier to understand a language than to speak the language than to write the language. Like you pick up listening before you pick up being able to say it yourself. You get this really fun situation where broken English gives you a clue as to how other languages actually work. And this was something I wanted to write years ago and never did for Zadar, and I probably will soon. Broken English is beautiful, where I go over this. And honestly, listening to some broken English of languages that I like has actually caused me to have a better understanding when hearing the native language spoken, not knowing the words, not knowing shit, but I can start to piece the tones together, like the intonation of and the position of something that would be the subject, the predicate, this acting on this, that happening on that, whatever else I know. And it's like, I think I understand more of what's being said here without understanding any of it, which I know makes no sense. But it's like you'll hear a statement in another language. Like you hear something in Spanish and it's like, I know 2 words of that. And because of where they were, I was able to piece it together. Syntax, context helps. It's so fucking awesome. And this man does not give a flying fuck about language or anything. He doesn't find beauty in a fucking thing. And that's sad. That is just so beyond fucking sad. But this is Kent Hovind we're talking about, who is the most pathetic man on the internet. Cyrax, congratulations. You rank above Kent Hovind.
2 words for that? 2 words, light and light. They have 2 different words. So they're more distinct. So this would be called a loon, and it produces. Anyway, some languages have 2 words for light. We only have 1 in English. Okay. Well, tell me later. Okay. I'm not going to.
The photonic emissions, the visible electromagnetic spectrum. We have a lot of words for light, buddy.
Try to learn Spanish. Too old. I tried to learn French in high school. My neighbors, when I was growing up,
Oh, yeah, the water on the keyboard. It was only a little bit. It's fine. It's fine. Don't worry.
came from France after World War II.
Like it's got a metal thing over it. Like it's a proper, like it's a Philco mechanical that was given to me because it actually ironically because it had water damage. I cleaned it at my old job. Dehydrated everything. Dehydrated, deoxid in the contacts, ultrasonic cleaning, and yeah. The only problem is the occasionally keys get there's a lot of crud in it. It's a keyboard. I eat over it. I really need to disassemble and do a deep clean. So occasionally some crumbs get in the keys, and the USB cable is definitely fucked. And I need a new complete cable assembly for it. But the keyboard's great.
And we had a baseball diamond in our backyard. 216 Willow Court. Look it up, East Peoria, Illinois. It used to be
No one cares where you used to live.
10 Willow Court. We would all hit the ball to their garden. They had a beautiful garden. Little bitty short French lady.
Yeah, I need some fried chicken bird.
And she would yell at us in French. So I said, when I got to high school, I'm going to take French and figure out what they're saying. So I took a year of French, and they never taught us those words. I still don't know what she said. Anyway, je parle très peu français, but okay. What was the other question there? Okay. Been watching your videos for a while now, and I think everything you say is 100% true. Watching you from UK. God bless.
Oh, yeah. People saying chai tea or naan bread. Yep.
Well, thank you, Liam. You got some problems over there in the UK. You guys need a revival. Yeah.
No, they don't. They seem to be doing pretty fine. And by the way, I heard the healthcare system isn't half bad. It's not half good either, but I don't know. But let me tell you, I don't care how long I have to wait for healthcare. It's better to actually get it than not be able to ever get it. I haven't seen a doctor for anything major my entire adult life, Kent. That's America, even with insurance. I paid so much with premiums for the little I was making that I couldn't actually afford to go get seen for anything. It's just the most wonderful thing, Kent. I just pull myself up by my bootstraps. That's all I gotta do. I'm just not trying hard enough.
Spread around. Thank you. Appreciate that. Okay, let's see. Saint Mickey, the retarded.
Yes, this is now the third time you've seen them, Kent. Their names shouldn't surprise you anymore.
Is there any free lectures on AV publications?
I just looked. I didn't see very many. They have a lot of great resources.
I want to share the information.
Yeah, funny that the most important thing in the universe, they want to gatekeep behind giving them money. They don't want to give away the information for free. Huh.
On the fly to everyone. Well, Gail Ripplinger is awfully sick. She's been a friend of mine for many years, and she's
She will be dead soon, and the world will rejoice. And then when AV Publications becomes a available domain, I might try to buy it. I'll never have that kind of money, but we could crowdfund it.
Started AV for authorized version publications. I don't know. Ask her. Call her up. Okay. All of Darwin's finches can interbreed. Huh, guess what? They're still birds. Yeah. Danica, what's your thoughts on why God created the sun and cosmos on the fourth day after he created the flora on the third day? Well, that does two things, Danica. He made the plants and...
Ladies and gentlemen, I'm the last one in the stream to find out that Simon Dan arrived. If you're still here, Dan, how you doing? Great to see you, buddy. I got some of your videos to catch up on. It's been a busy couple of weeks.
Plants and flowers and stuff on day 3. And then he made the sun on day 4. That does two things. It lets us know the days are 24 hours.
Oh, yeah, good point. Light is also a verb. I can light this candle. You know, the best way to light this candle, or the best time, is immediately after peeing in your spacesuit. Look up the story. Al Shepard went into space having peed in his suit. I cannot imagine it, even for a 15-minute suborbital hop, which only he and Gus Grissom did. Then every other American flight after that was an orbital one.
Because if there are thousands of years, the plants are going to die waiting for the sun. Secondly, it lets us know that the sun should not be worshipped. I'm glad we got it. You know, it's a neat thing to have. I like it up there, but you don't worship it. But many cultures around the world worship the sun.
The sun is real, and the sun is more quintessential to life on this planet than anything you believe. So if anything needs to be worshipped, it is the sun. So praise the sun.
Which is real stupid. Okay? And so God himself is light. God provided the light for the world. And he made the sun later, I think, for those two reasons. Maybe there's more, but at least those two. Okay? Let's see. As a gardener and homesteader, it's just something interesting that I ponder often during my study. Well, good. Thank you. Best answer I've got. Okay, Curtis, what's the term given to the process that turned kinds?
No, Zoso, I don't have bootstraps currently. I have worn some boots. I went before some shit got real at work. I picked up a couple of pairs of our tactical boots up there, tactical boots, and was like, "Look, I got some new fuck up boots." But right now I'm wearing some shitty high tops apparently, because I don't even know shoe types, and I fucking hate high tops. It turns out now I now realize every time I've hated a conventional quote unquote sneaker or trainer in the UK, as it were, um, it's because they're high tops. It's like I need low top. The fit is right. So it's like great. I finally learned. Thank you, random friend at work who corrected me on that or informed me on what was what.
Of animals into all animals today. I know religious researchers don't like using the term speciated today. Well, God said they bring forth after their kind. It's found in the Bible 20 times in the first 7 chapters. So if they can bring forth, they're the same kind. I think the Creator was really, really smart. He gave
Wrong.
each animal or plant an enormously diverse gene code that they can produce a
Wow,
variety.
it's almost like all of the genetics is effectively intercompatible, and there's nothing special about any of them. And that if you compare genomes, you will find incredible similarities in such particular ways that only actually make sense if everything is related and is descended from predecessor creatures rather than things being specially created. You don't find Pegasus, nor do you find genetic structure that doesn't follow a very noticeable pattern.
That will survive in various environments. The pine trees produce billions of seeds. Some of them can survive in drier soil. Some of them can survive in wetter soil. And over a period of time, with those producing, babies of their own kind, I'm sorry, you might end up with what man has decided to call a new species of pine tree. I think there are, do you remember, Chris, it's on the sign out there that how many species of pine? 115, I think, species of pine trees. Probably had
I believe it's literally just the shoelaces on boots. And the idea of pulling yourself up by them, like pull on and just pull, and you'll just be able to right yourself. That obviously can't quite happen. What I love is computers and the term bootstrapping. Makes a little more sense in the mainframe world where it's IPL, initial program load. But computer bootstrapping, it's weird thinking that you push the button and the computer has to be engineered in such a way that once it first gets power, this one part will immediately begin flipping and flopping, pulling information from another known location. But in the case of our modern systems, there's so many steps because, your hard disk or your SSD is a mini computer. The processor is doing its own thing. The North Bridge, South Bridge, Main Bridge, Troll Bridge, whatever, are doing their own things. So much stuff is controlled in different ways at different times. It's a miracle that all of it comes together and is just like, yep, there's these bunch of rocks we tricked into thinking are just all agreeing. It's like, okay, there comes Windows. Or if you're among the classy people, BSD Unix.
Common ancestor called pine tree. It does not prove pine trees are related to, let's see, here we got it.
Come on, say elephants.
The pine tree is related to the shark.
Aw, it's pine trees and elephants, Kent. They're both eukaryotes.
And the turtle. And the kangaroo.
All life is effectively related, and that is a beautiful thing. And you wish to take away that beauty that is true for your horror that you lie and say is beauty that is clearly false.
Yeah, you ever seen a hopping pine tree? They used to hop all over it. Now they rooted them down. This is so stupid.
I ain't ever seen a god. He used to do all kinds of random shit. Show up in burning bushes, show up in the burning bush of, Mary Magdalene. Jesus got the herpes from her, but doesn't do shit now.
So, yeah.
But just you wait. He's coming eventually. All over your face.
I think God said they would bring forth after their kind. Do you know of any exceptions where that has not happened? Please share them with us, okay? What anybody would consider the same kind. A three-year-old can tell a dog and a Great Dane and a Chihuahua are the same kind of animal. Chihuahua, just barely, is still in the dog kind, though. Okay? So the process is...
Oh, okay. There are loops on the back of boots. Not all boots have them, but they used to be ubiquitous on work boots and like. Okay, thank you. That actually makes a lot of sense.
Natural selection, which works great, has nothing to do with evolution. Or in the case of dogs, a lot of artificial selection. Some breeders decide, let's pick all the small ones and breed them.
You know, and Jurassic Park used to be praised on its, at the time, accurateness. And now you got 6-armed dinosaurs? No. They're fucking tetrapods. Loop on the back of boots. Yep, thank you, Zumi. Verifying what Maria said. How did kangaroos hop to Australia? Hovind. Mapleson says to Zumisad, it was a communist satire line to describe the impossibility of social mobility under capitalism. Definitely an R. Whoosh moment. Wow. I'm learning something new from my ever lovely, ever educational audience. That's 2 facts about the bootstrap concept I didn't know.
Get the small ones and breed them, and after 5 or 6
Well, I say if true, not necessarily doubting somebody, but it's like I haven't gone through and verified these things because as I should do that. Trust but verify is the case here. I am certainly not saying anyone in my audience would willingly lie to me about any of the stuff or anyone else in my audience. But I want to trust but verify and will be pleased for the information to be verified and be like, damn, they knew something crazy deep that I didn't know. That's awesome. Now we all know.
generations, you got a bunch of small dogs. This work that
It's really sad how much I love learning because I hated being in school for the most part, but that was because my home life sucked and my school life sucked. Life just kind of has sucked more often than not for me. I know, play me a song in the world's smallest violin. I'm Hovind here. No, 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 no. But it just when you have like everything just feeling like it's crushing you, it really fucking sucks. Especially when you're a kid and don't know how to rationalize this stuff. Takes you 4 fucking decades before you figure out, oh, wait, that's what I was thinking. That's what I was feeling.
gene for smallness was already in the gene code. You didn't
Just
create
look at Hovind's field mouse penis. Well, that's the gene for smallness. He's got the ultimate gene for smallness.
anything. Nothing. They selected. Natural selection works, artificial selection works, but it does not create a thing. No help for evolution at all. Okay, how do I go about getting one of your timeline charts? Go to 855 Big Dino on the telephone and call extension 1 or 2. Somebody will answer and order one. Or go on our website, Dr.
Man, Lilith wouldn't go for that. She's a freak, but not that freaky. Now,
I think I could spend some time with Lilith and we could have a productive encounter. She wants to take charge. Okay, it is what it is. I mean, it's Lilith. You ain't going to turn down Lilith. You're just not. This chat's getting kinky.
Verified or Pinko Kami friends are right. Oh man, it's ridiculous how fucking socialist this chat is. And half of us are getting half of us that are commie as fuck are radicalizing the rest of us. If one for the fact that musically Russia stole the Soviet anthem, which one could argue was theirs, but no, it belonged to the Soviet Union. I'd start every stream with that just to piss off Hovind.
.com. We have this timeline that I use to teach about the end of time, or if you want to add them to Joseph timeline, that's this one. Just covers up through the dates from Genesis 5 and the dates from Genesis 11, from Adam up through the birth of.
And it's funny. It's just like, yeah, you just go all the way to Joseph, and then Jesus pops out, which is funny because that ain't his dad at all. So none of that actually matters. And then it's like, oh, Jesus didn't have any kids according to the story, but he had brothers and sisters, right? So couldn't there be a continuation? Like, who do we know that is or isn't a direct descendant of Mary and Joseph? Do they exist? Where are they, Hovind? I need to know. You'd think they would be revered. They're the great niece and uncles of niece and nephews of the Jeebus Crispy.
From Joseph down here in Egypt. Then we have secular history from Joseph's time on. So you add them 2 together and you get about 6,000 years for the age of the earth. But anyway, 855 Big Dino or drdino.com.
Not a communist, left libertarian, syndicalist. You seem commie enough to me. So, How long would it take the kangaroo to hop from the Ark to Australia? Ken was actually talking about this in the other stream. I think he's saying it would take like 400 years. Soviet anthem is the best. Yes. Yes, it is. Zoomy, but fair. Most righties would just call me a commie scum. Okay, I read that correctly, so I'll accept the moniker. We're all commie scum here. What would they eat while hopping through shallow oceans? the corpses of all that once lived.
Okay, Jordan, is there a belief you hold to that's stronger or more refined specifically because it was challenged so often? Well, my belief in pre-trib rapture was challenged and I had to give it up. It's not true.
That's not what he's asking. You fucking moron. He's asking something that you still believe, not something that was challenged and you stopped believing it.
Well, I wish it was.
Why do I do this to myself? Why do I watch Hovind streams? Someone please explain why. Mimi, you don't get a say. You're a cat. Love you. Action. Love you, but you're just a cat. Yeah, there you go. Scratch the head. Yes, I know I have a hot mic. Everyone gets to hear me scratch the Mimi. Up, she's biting me. She's biting me. I'm hitting the spot. She gets overstimulated very easily, I should say. All right, Mimi, I'll let you out in just a sec. No, don't claw my legs. Here, let me hold you up. Say hi to everyone. Oh, that was her bunting the thing. Hang on, let me play Hovind and get her out of the room just a sec.
But it's not true. Ask the Christians in Nicaragua if we get out of here before the tribulation comes. Yeah, ask them. And it's coming here. By chance, have you gotten any better photos of the dinosaurs that are likely still alive today?
I've seen some incredible bird photos. Their dinosaurs are still alive today.
We talked to the guys. Where were they from, Joseph, that went over there?
Nathan and Rich, yeah. They didn't get any pictures.
Didn't get any pictures. Here's the problem. The swamp in Africa
Yeah, because they didn't fucking go.
seems to be the most likely place where the Apatosaurus is still alive. It's only 20 feet long now. I think just people live to be 900. 900 either, so they can't grow as big. I think some species, after the
I should note that's Hovind's stream going to shit, not mine.
canopy collapsed, after the crystal ball fell down, cover all that in video too. Now the Earth's atmosphere expanded out and lifespans dropped off. And the same thing happened to the dinosaurs. So some of the bigger ones probably could not.
For those wondering if they're still there, because I have the Discord set to auto purge after, I think it's like a month and some change now. Pictures of Mimi do exist in the Discord.
Even live long enough to reach maturity. Maybe they had to be, 25 feet long and 200 years old before they could reproduce. Oh, I'm stuck here. Okay. So that would be, I guess, my best answer for that one. But no, I don't have any new photos of it. Evolutionists, oh, by the way, I meant to mention that swamp in Africa where they keep seeing them is bigger than the state of Alabama. It's 80% unexplored, and the government won't let you go into most of it because you're going to go in there and forget to bring a ham sandwich, and you're going to call them, hey, can you please rescue me? It's going to cost them $2 million to fly a helicopter in to rescue the idiots that didn't prepare for what they're coming up with. Just like they don't let you go to the South Pole. Too many stupid people try it and end up costing a bunch of money to go rescue them. There's no conspiracy, just common sense. Okay, Doug, evolutionists claim evolution.
Yeah, it's totally not a conspiracy. That's what someone who's supporting the conspiracy and is paid by the conspirators would say.
Is a fact because of testable predictions. Okay. How do we refute this claim? Thanks, Doc. What prediction? I predict.
You just make up shit. God, Doug1611 asking Hovind for advice. Really not the sharpest tool in the box.
If you crossbreed your cows, you will always get a baby cow. That's my prediction. Always. It'll happen. Ask any farmer anywhere in the world. Does that happen? Oh, yeah. Where's the... I predict mosquitoes will always produce mosquitoes, and dogs will always produce dogs. I predict everything alive will produce for its kind. That's a prediction. You know of any exceptions to that?
It's a post-diction, Kent.
We got one of our zebus up at the North 40, the miniature cows, from Veggie Tales, zebus. Gonna have a baby here soon. I predict it'll be a zebu. Even though the zebus are up there walking around free with the donkeys and with the sheep and with the armadillos and the raccoons and the squirrels, I promise you, it'll be a cow. I'll bet you 20. I don't have 20. Bet you $5.
It doesn't have $20. Has a ministry that files tax reports of easily earning $1 million a year.
Zeus, can I lose my salvation if I sin? Thank you, Dr. Fickett from Lebanon. No, absolutely not.
Zeus, if you could lose it, everybody would.
Boy, all these softball questions, probably from people in their fucking audience, or actual idiots who think, one, this guy is any theologian to trust, and two, that don't pay attention to anything. I mean, this man has said nothing fresh in years.
Lose it every day. Salvation is a gift from God. It's eternal. Now, you can lose your rewards, you can lose your joy, you can lose your peace, you can lose your life.
You lost your Joe.
The guy in 1 Corinthians 5 living in adultery with his mother or stepmother, Paul said, turn him over to Satan for the destruction of the flesh, that the spirit may be saved. See, when you get born into God's family, you are regenerated, new genes. I became my dad's son by birth. I have his genetic code. It cannot be reversed. I could embarrass him, and I did quite a few times. I had to come down to the principal's office. You in here again, son? Yeah. Okay. But I never lose my sonship. He's stuck with me. I'm a Hovind. He's up there watching now, saying, glad that's over. Sorry, Dad. I'm doing better now. Okay. Let's see, Scott. Since the serpent in Genesis spoke to Eve and it wasn't weird, were Adam and Eve talking to any other? I don't know how to answer that. That's the only clue we have. Anything else is speculation.
But Kent, you know everything, and you've got so many speculations and so many Hovind theories about all kinds of things. How about you just come up with a fucking answer, pull it out of your ass like you love to? Except you don't actually care about the Bible. All you care about is yourself.
Don't know. What are the waters above? Is this space? I believe if you read it carefully, it says that there's water above the firmament. And later it says the birds fly in the firmament. Well, there's your answer. The firmament is the atmosphere, the air we're breathing, which is now 40, 50 miles thick. At 5 miles, Mount Everest, it's hard to breathe. There's not enough air. 10 miles, you'd suffocate. But say it's 50 miles now. If you squeezed it down into 10 miles and put a crystal canopy over the top of ice, which is made of water, which I teach that on video number 2 of my series, Creation Seminar Series. You get the whole thing for $50 on drdino.com, 18 hours, and watch it, return it, watch it and copy it, get and return it, get your money back. But I'm not going to loan it out anymore. I used to loan them. I don't do that anymore. Christians don't steal, but they borrow and never return. Brother Matthew, I've got a lot of my books and stuff out in full-time Christian service someplace. You do too? Yeah. Oh, yeah. Where'd that thing go? I loaned it to somebody. Oh, yeah. Might as well give it away. Anyway, so the waters above, I think, was a crystal canopy, a couple inches. The Jews have always taught it was 2 or 3 fingers thick. Let's say 2 inches. 2-inch crystal sphere around the earth. That would be intact, which means it couldn't leak. And it would be held up by air pressure, like an inflatable building, or held up by the Earth's magnetic field, since super cold ice is magnetic. And then when the flood started, the fountains of the deep broke open, the water went shooting up, shattered that canopy.
I don't know anything about Adam and Eve talking to animals, but I'm going to come up with all this bullshit about the flood. Hovind theory, it's fact, yeah.
And because the Earth has a magnetic North Pole and a real North Pole, do you see my new globe? Still spins the same way and it's still round. Okay, but the magnetic North Pole in Canada is where the ice age is centered around. I think that crystal canopy got sucked in and dumped on the North and South Pole, rapid fall of ice, snow, super cold snow, and buried animals standing up like the mammoths and all that. We covered that in video 2 and video 6. Okay, so I don't, then above that was space. See, God said in Genesis 1:1, in the beginning, God created the heaven, singular, and the earth. Later, he calls it heavens, plural, because he divides it up into 3 slices. The first heaven's where the birds fly. The second heaven we call outer space, where the stars are. And the third heaven, where God lives. There are only 2 references to that. Paul was caught up to the third heaven, he said. And then the Bible talks about you waters in Psalms, you waters that be above the heavens.
Yep. Stars are under the canopy, and stars are also small things that you can do battle with. Yes, Kent, let's see you go try to do battle with a star.
I think there might still be a crystal ball beyond the last star. Nobody knows where the last star is. And if they could find the last star, guess what the next question is? What's after that? Yeah. We don't know. I think there might still be another crystal ball. We go up to the third heaven and get to walk around on this crystal sea. Doesn't matter to me. Okay? Jesus is the king. Amen. If animals can't become new animals, how does a tadpole become a frog? Well, that's different. That's in the gene code That's like a caterpillar becoming a moth, metamorphosis. It's already designed. It's still really the same.
Well, this person's kind of thinking the right way. Granted, with tadpole become frog, I mean, it's just a matter of what we're calling it. It's just a stage. How does a kid become an adult, you know, that kind of thing. It's just naming, but still. It's like, huh.
Animal. Like a baby becoming an adult. Still the same thing. Only it's more radical with a tadpole turning into a frog or a caterpillar turning into a butterfly or moth, either one. But it's still the same animal. It's not going to turn into anything else ever. Okay, let's see. I am a biology student. We learn about evolution. I'm sorry to hear about that. I'm a devout Christian. I believe the theory is kind of BS.
Hey, so this is kind of cool. Apparently, when someone donates through coffee, yeah, there it is. It goes straight to PayPal. Cool. I should have just used this from the get-go. And again, thank you so very much, Tigre. Means a lot. Always means a lot whenever anyone tosses some shekels my way. It's just you take the representation of your hard spent time in the form of U.S. currency or an international currency. All currency is good currency. Give me those million Zimbabwean bucks. I don't know. Or was it Zimbabwe? I think it was. I mean, shit, I have 35,500 Korean people's won hanging out in this room somewhere pre 2006, so it's useless money, but still, I have North Korean currency. Yeah, what was I going to say? Yeah, it just means a lot to me that people will, toss something my way, especially to help me out as I still have a few battles to fight on the tail end of my beginning to recover from debt consolidation and the like.
Yes, but now I'm struggling on how to defend Christianity. Tell you what, tell your teacher to call me anytime. I'll come into the classroom by Skype or Zoom, and I will talk to any questions they've got.
Skype doesn't exist anymore, you fucking moron.
Let me talk to the whole class for 10 minutes and take questions from them. Look at your biology book and tell me what are the best evidences they give for evolution. It's the same ones in everyone I've seen. How many biology
Oh,
books?
give me the same proofs for God. It's the same ones in all their stupid videos, all of which have been torn apart ad infinitum.
Every claim for a god is a logical fallacy.
Do I have in here? 50, 60 probably from all the major publishers. Whole wall of them. Video number 4, lies in the textbooks. That's the one you need to
Remember, if you haven't watched it, watch Aaron Ra's teardown of that. It's incredible.
watch. Lies in the textbooks. They are lying to you. There is no evidence for evolution. The tailbone is not vestigial. Neither is the appendix. You can live without it. I understand. You can live without both your arms and both your eyes too. That doesn't mean you don't need them. And the babies do not have gill slits growing inside the mother if they're teaching embryology.
Well, there was a fee paid to PayPal, which is whatever, but it's the fact that it is instant, that I have this money now to, if I wanted to, walk my happy ass just down the block to Mickey D's and grab myself a cheap little coffee. I could do that. I could literally put on some pants. Just let you guys sit here staring at Hovind all creepy. Go get the coffee. Come back and be like, yep, I bought it with PayPal money. You bought my coffee. But it's a spirit that, so much can happen. And that donations can be made this way. It's just like, yes, why didn't I actually look into this further? Because I made this years ago. And while it's been on Zadara, I haven't really done anything with it. And that's one of the things your any monies donated will go to is paying the hosting bill for Zadara for another year. Because that's a nice little chunk of change coming up in about a week.
It's not a biology class, it's a propaganda class. That was proven wrong in 1874. Tell your teacher up to speed. There is no evidence for evolution. Just teach science. You can learn all the biology. This is the deltoid, the biceps, the triceps, the humerus, the radius, the ulna, the phalanges, carpals, metacarpals. You can learn all that. Flexors, extenders.
Yeah, but you don't know what it means because you're Hovind.
You don't have to teach evolution. It's got nothing to do with it.
It has everything to do with it.
Learn real biology and leave all that junk alone. It's a waste of classroom time. Okay, that it, Joseph?
Yes, and you coming in through Skype wouldn't be.
What happened to your arm, Doc?
What happened to my arm? Can you see that?
Joseph, why are you asking? Y'all already, I mean, what is this crap? Y'all already fucking talked about this yesterday. Joseph's dog scratched Hovind. Hovind probably tried to chuck it out a moving car window, and the dog said no, because Hovind hates dogs.
Your stupid dog was greeting me. Oh, Doc's here. Yeah, that dog is what, 800 pounds? And he thought, here's my next meal.
Oh, Coffee's giving. It decided. Did it not post about what, earlier? Did not post when Tigray did it? Apparently, the coffee bot decides to say, new tip from who it's from. That's just crazy. Just admit that I'm not currently wearing pants. Technically, yes, I am wearing shorts right now. It's biking shorts that I use to sleep in because I haven't biked in years because my bike's been in the storage unit. How come tetrapods all share that structure, Kent? Exactly.
But I never complain. I'm going to smack that dog next time, brother. Okay. All right. See you tomorrow night. Call in. None of you atheists. Come on, please. You believe your theory, don't you? You want to defend your religion? Call in tomorrow. Bye.
Hovind can drop dead. Let's see. Computer Chronicles. Look, I'm gonna be real. If you have a passing interest in computer history from circa 1982 on up to about 2002, the good years, and you don't already watch Computer Chronicles episodes, do it. Sir Sick, definitely worth checking out. History in the Dark, fun little channel too. Although the guy sounds very similar to another YouTube creator I like, but I know they're not the same person, but they sound identical. It's very weird. But yes, there we go. That was all of the things. Stop screen sharing. Alt Dave. Yep. Anyway, I'm wearing pants only because I'm at work. As soon as I get home, change into shorts. Yeah, there you go. Shorts. Pants are overrated indeed. Let's talk about pants and shorts. What are these things you are referring to? Coverings for the fun zones. Nobody wants to play pigeon chess with you. Hee Hovind. Exactly. Pigeon chess. Dude, hang on. Name cheap. I'm gonna check this out. Next stream after 5, you're gonna I need to call him again at some point. Really need to. Like, I really should call him again and see if he actually answers. Pigeonchess.com is, wow, it's available. Huh. I could totally, I could buy that right fucking now. I have the shekels. Yeah, ladies and gentlemen, it is a miracle. And people of all gender identities, it is a miracle. This is the first Friday in forever where my bank account is actually positive. Normally, I always have something come out on any given Friday. But that's no longer the case. At least one thing. Another thing's happening, but I'll be able to rectify that soon. So we are in really good shape. Actually, shit, I could move that. Oh, I think I found a solution. Because it's never about what money comes in; it's about when it is. And I think I found a solution to a bit of a pickle I'm in. Yamato comes out ahead. All right. Sir Sick is very funny. Just watch that Sir Sick video. I need to get around to it. Seriously though, Computer Chronicles is pretty great. I call shoes foot prisons because I only wear sandals. Understandable. They're sick. Oh, you mean Regical Knight? I like Regical. He's one of the few people from more of the soft sits side of things that I do still. I think I'm still subscribed to him, but I haven't seen anything in a while. YouTube could be, excuse me, not promoting him much, but to me. But anyway, this stream has been going for about 2 hours. It is past 6, so time for the Guild Wars daily reset. Maybe I will be able to knock out some of the weeklies this weekend because I have till Monday morning to get those knocked out. And usually I'm good, but some of them just hadn't been working right for me today or this week. The timing of events. So yeah, that's that. I'm just rambling now. Much love as always.